Hey everybody, it's Adia. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time joining. Please, if this is your first time or your second or third or fourth time, go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that you can see my videos. I upload every Sunday. Today's makeup look is going to be all indie makeup brands. And as I was like getting makeup together for this, I was kind of like, okay, what's indie beauty? What does that mean? And basically, I'm just meaning not necessarily super small makeup brands, but typically smaller, newer makeup brands that are not owned by any of the large mega corporations like Estee Lauder, L'Oreal, etc. So there are a few products that are very, very new to me, and there are a few products that I've used for quite some time and really love. There's clean beauty, Black owned beauty, all kinds of brands. So I think this will be interesting. I have an idea of what I'm going to do, but I'm not 100% sure. So we will all be surprised together with how this makeup look turns out. So let's get into it. First off, I'm going to be using this serum tint or tinted serum by this brand called Typology. It is a French skincare brand. This is, I think, their one makeup product. Instagram ads got me. I don't know how I discovered this, but next thing you knew, I'm adding a bunch of stuff to my cart, checking it out. And I've used a few of their products. I've used their micellar water. They have this like charcoal teeth whitening gel that I've been using, and this tinted serum. So I bought a few things. I haven't tried everything, but let me know if you guys have heard of it or if you would like to see me do kind of like a brand deep dive. So here's one drop. It's not off. Like it's a nice color, but it's a little bit warmer. I'm definitely looking a little more yellow than I normally look. You know, we're still in a panoramic. So I'm just using my hands. That was just one drop. And I just have a light moisturizer on under because this is a tinted serum. So I kind of didn't want to put anything like super dewy on underneath. Okay, so that was just like one drop. That kind of nicely warmed up my face, but I'm gonna put a little bit more on. Okay. All right, yeah, this is not as dewy or like glossy as I thought it would be. This is definitely like really sinking into my skin. That's not a critique at all. Like it has a very skin-like finish, which is interesting. I feel like for this level of coverage, I would think that when I look up close, it would look like I'm wearing product. But when I look up close, it doesn't look like I have product on, if that makes sense. So that's very interesting to me. Very, very interesting. This has like a satin, like skin-like natural matte finish. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so now I'm gonna do brows. And I'm going to use this Merit Beauty Black Brown Volumizing Pomade. You guys know I love my tinted brow gel type of products. And that's just because I have a lot of gray hairs in my brows. This doesn't really like laminate the brows or anything like that. It just kind of adds a little bit of color, does volumize a little bit, but it does not like slick the brows down at all. All right, now I'm gonna do eyes, and I have this Kaleidos Makeup, the Flower Punk palette. Kaleidos is a brand that is like newer to me. This is really cool because the lid comes off. It's like magnetic. So this comes off. This is the mirror. So it comes off completely. And then this is the palette. I think Flower Punk is like the perfect name for this because you have like the floral colors, but then you have like the grungy kind of colors. So first what I'm gonna do is I wanna do kind of like a grungy smoky eye kind of thing. So I'm gonna use this Makeup by Mario. Like, it's super, super pigmented, but you can still kind of like blend it a little bit. So I'm not trying to be like super neat with this. I just kind of want to add some depth along the lash line. And then I'm just gonna take this pencil brush and kind of like smudge out that liner. Okay, even that just right there looks nice. And then I'm gonna do the waterline too on the bottom. Honestly, like, just this alone is like a really pretty, like, sultry kind of eye look. I don't know why I was like holding my breath that whole time. All right. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, what color do I want to use? This color, this like greeny, weird kind of pea green yellow color. And I'm just gonna pack this all over the lid. And so it's gonna soften that brown, but you'll still see that depth along the lash line. Oh shoot, I got myself right there with, I'm being like really messy today. See? So this just definitely is kind of, it's actually reading more like yellowy on my eye than what it looked like in the pan. Like in the pan, to me, it looks kind of like equally green and yellow. But on the eye, it's definitely more yellow. So Kaleidos Makeup, I don't remember who. I definitely discovered it on Instagram. I think maybe like Michelle Midori, or Jamie, 5 Product Face. Like one of those two, I think we're talking about Kaleidos Makeup. And so, as you guys know, I got one palette from them that I really, really liked, that was like the Angela Nyquist collab. And then when I saw this one, I was just like, okay, like these colors look really cool. Just like a really interesting kind of like color combo, especially since, as I talked about in a recent video, I don't have a ton of like green shades. So I just kind of liked, you know, the fact that this palette had those greens. Yeah, I'm going to take a small brush and get this color, the darker, the darker green. And I'm kind of just going to put this more around, like right up against the lash line, over kind of where I put the brown. And so I'm just also like patting this kind of over and like smoking out the brown that I put in underneath below. To finish off the makeup look, I think I have to use some sparkle. You guys know me. I need to use some sparkle. So I'm going to use this color in the middle, this glittery kind of color. This is what it looks like. Super vibrant. And so what I want to do is, I kind of don't want it to be like super intense. So I'm just going to like pat it over the eye. Ooh, that was like way more intense than I thought it was going to be. Jeez. So now I'm just going to take the clean finger to try to like diminish it where I can. Wow, that was like so much more intense than I thought it was going to be. I wanted it to be just kind of like a sprinkling of glitter. Kind of just like random. So I did the same thing with the other eye. And then just like patting it. Because I feel like in the light, it will just give the overall like shimmer. It won't look like it's focused like any particular place. Although now I feel like it's more focused in the center. So I just kind of want to make them even. So yeah. See? I'm just gonna leave it like that. I don't want to go too crazy, but this was kind of just to kind of play with those like olivey green kind of colors. And now I'm gonna finish cleaning up the face because, you know, I knew I was gonna use those darker colors, so I didn't want to do like my whole base and then have like fallout potentially. So now I'll do the rest. Especially the under eye, I feel like with all these like cool tones around my eyes, I really want to make sure my under eye is like nice and bright. Like I don't want it to look, you know, like sick or anything. So I'm just using this end of the brush to kind of, there's a lot of the glitter that kind of got under here. So for underneath the eyes, I'm going to use this Danessa Myricks Vision Cream Cover. It's super, super pigmented. You really only need a teeny, teeny, tiny bit when you use this. And I have the shade N0. Like this is all I put on my hand, and that's going to be like plenty. All right, I'm going to really kind of do the Katie Jane Hughes technique of really getting this into the brush and almost like using the brush like as an eraser almost to clean up the under eyes. See, like, look at that compared. So I definitely feel like it is lightening. But since you really don't have to use a lot of product, I think it really does like, it looks like skin. It took me a while to kind of like pick this up because I really wasn't sure about the color. But I think this color is at least good for like under eye. I think it would probably be just like a little bit too light if I were putting this like all over my face though. Okay, I just had to move a little bit because I think the lighting was not like even. So here I think shows the lighting a lot better. I definitely think that brightened up my face really nicely. Ooh, yeah, I think that looks nice. Okay, so what's the next indie beauty product I'm going to use? I think I'm gonna do bronzer. So I'm gonna use the Victoria Beckham Beauty, the matte bronzer brick. I got the shade 04. So you see this warm shade is called Amber. So this is for like all over bronzing. And then this darker shade is called Sunset. And that's more for like chiseling and carving. And the thing that I've experienced and that I've also seen on Instagram is that these products are actually much more pigmented than they appear. And so it looks like, you're looking at this color especially, like how is this going to warm up my skin tone? It looks like it's lighter than my skin tone, but it actually looks really beautiful as a bronzer. So see, just like compare, you can definitely see it's warmed up my cheeks nicely, but it doesn't look like overly done. You know what I mean? And even with this like serum tint being like already a little bit warmer than my skin tone, I still think that this looks really nice. Okay, and then now I'm gonna dip in to the darker color just so that I can like chisel. And I'm gonna focus this more on the back of my cheekbone. I'm not gonna put it to the front of my face. You see that? I definitely think that it like added some depth and just like more like carving around my cheekbones. So again, I'm really just like keeping this back where I want to like chisel and create that bone structure. I'm not gonna bring it, like it's basically like behind because I really don't want to bring this like dark color to the front of my face. Then you could go down here and get that jawline looking more snatched. Okay. Okay, so for my blush, I'm going to use a cream blush, and this is the Noto Botanics, the Multi-Beni Stain. And this shade is Ono Ono. And it's like a really, really pretty kind of like burnt peach terracotta type of shade. This can be used on the eyes, lips, and cheeks. It's all natural. I carry it in my store, Coveted Beauty. And here it is. It's just like a really beautiful, like terracotta, warm shade that I think looks really pretty on my skin tone. And I'm just patting this. See that? I think this is like such a natural color on my skin tone. Okay, I'm gonna put a little over my forehead, chin. Oh, okay, so for lips, actually I might put a little bit of that on my lips too. All right, then for my liner, I'm gonna use ColourPop BFF 3. Just gotta add a little bit of definition, and then I'm going to put the Kosas lip oil in the shade Dip on. Which is like a peachy beige kind of color. I'm kind of going out of order because now I still need to do mascara. So for mascara, I'm going to use Uoma Beauty, the Drama Bomb. This is a beautiful mascara. It's so nice, and I love mascaras that have this kind of brush. That's like the perfect brush for mascara. Okay, 30 minutes later. Okay, I need to powder my under eyes. I'm kind of all over the place. Sorry, you guys. So I'm just going to use this like Pat McGrath, the under eye powder. I definitely should have done this before mascara, but you know, it's okay. Okay, last I'm going to do highlighter, and I'm going to use this Rituel de Fille, the Antilleon Rare Light Luminizer. This is what it looks like. So it looks just like, you know, a beige yellow, like a beige yellow. It's like a beigey champagne, but there's like a little bit more warmth to it when you apply it to the skin. So I'm kind of like trying to warm it up on my finger and then just like pat a little bit. I think sometimes like for solid creams, it's good to like warm it up on the back of your hand or something like that, just so that it really will like melt in the skin and it won't just be like a patch like on top of your cheekbone. That's so beautiful though, wow. Okay, all right. Now I'm done. Let me take this out. Kind of bring the fro back to life. All right, so this is my kind of grungy, springy, full face of indie beauty. Some new products, old products, clean beauty, black-owned beauty, all the hits, all the highlights, all the products that I like to use, and some brands that some are new to me, some are old to me, but all brands that I really, really like. And here's the finished look. I actually really like this. This is not really like the normal type of makeup I do, but it still feels like myself, especially because the base is very minimal, still very glowy. I got the nude glossy lips. So I still have some things that are in my comfort zone, but definitely like this color and the little like grungy kind of smoky liner is a little bit different for me, but I still really quite like it. So yeah, I hope you guys like this. I hope that I either showed you some new products that you haven't used or reminded you to use some old products that you already have that may have not been getting a lot of use lately. I know I'm guilty of that, and I'm sure y'all are too. So yeah, this is the finished look. Please don't forget to like, share, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. You know what to do. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.